Hi guys, it's Michaela underscore Kimberly. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll have a conversation about intuition versus your ego. What is your ego versus what is your intuition? Um in my view, ego, the E in ego, it stands for external. Um it's what's outside of you as opposed to how other people view you, you needing to see proof of something before making a decision. It could also be rooted in fear and control and all this type of things. It's your, let's say, identity, or how you want to be perceived in a way, even how you want to be respected. All right. And for me, intuition is more of, the bodily feel, the internal, because it's intuition. So it's in, and, when you say, okay, well, I have to pay my tuition, it's a fee. That's why when you don't listen to your intuition, it costs you. You know what I'm saying? It's a cost. So, and it's also where the knowledge and your wisdom, like an institution, your intuition, is also where the knowledge and the wisdom lies within you. You know what I'm saying? And where do you get knowledge? Where does that wisdom come from? From that intuition, from that gut feeling? Because also, we have so many microbiomes in our guts and stuff like that. So microbiomes is different types of bacteria that allow the gut, the digestive system, to work a certain way, because surprisingly the gut controls a lot of how we operate. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the food we eat, the environment that we're in. The gut is very important because it controls our mood, and our mood is linked to our emotions. So even that too, like, we have to have a good gut in order to trust our gut. And I feel like the reason why we don't trust our gut is because some of us don't eat right. You know what I'm saying? We don't trust ourselves to put better things within us. You know what I'm saying? So how can we trust anything else that's going to come out? You know what I'm saying? So trusting what we put in our body will allow us to trust what comes out. So that's where the intuition comes in. You know what I'm saying? Having that good gut flora, that good gut bacteria, before, you know. But yeah, the intuition is very deep. I really love to talk about intuition and what it is, and versus that with the ego, because I'm a type of person, I move with intuition more than I'm in my ego. And often it's like I would clash with people who are in their ego more than their intuition. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a competition. The thing is, we both could coexist in the same place. You know what I'm saying? But we just have to know our place. You know what I'm saying? Because when the ego come with, okay, trying to control certain things, and the intuition is it's in stillness, is in allowing and flowing and trusting and knowing. And yeah, the ego, no, I want something to be a specific way. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be controlled. Then it's predictable, you know. But with intuition is unpredictable. So it's like the mask, the right, the ego is more on a masculine feel as opposed of the intuition, because you will say, okay, men don't really move that well with intuition, or if they even think they have intuition, but we women, because we are more tapped into our emotions and stuff like that, we are more able to feel, and due to our womb as well, we're more able to feel on a different, level than men. So we normally clash. Women and men normally clash because it's intuition versus the damn ego. Yes. So here is a prompt. There comes a moment when you ask yourself, is this my intuition or is this my ego talking? So you have to recognize the voice of the intuition and the voice of the ego. To me, the voice of the ego is more loud. You know what I'm saying? It's let me say. I would say it's more demanding as opposed to the voice of the intuition. It's still. You have to have a certain level of clarity within the mind to really listen to your intuition. You know what I'm saying? That stillness, that quiet voice, that nudge within you that it don't feel right, but it probably looks right. You know what I'm saying? It's right in all the other senses, but the feeling, you know what I'm saying? And that's how our body communicates with us, with our feeling. If you have a pain, literally, if I knock my toe right now, I will feel that, on a different pain level. So there's stages and levels to feelings, and feelings is not just physical. Feelings is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? It's mental, it's emotional, it's biological, psychological, and all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? So we should not just subjugate, feeling to just physicality, because it's just you're going to miss. Physical is probably like 25%. So you're just using 25% of your ability to feel, when the other percentage is just it's just ignored. But yes, that's how you hear it. And it's trusting yourself to listen. Are you a good listener? If you're not a good listener to yourself, then it's really, everybody else is just a reflection. How you deal with yourself is how you will deal with others. It's just really just a reflection. It's really just a reflection. Intuition is inner knowing, quiet guidance. Ego is the protective voice, is the survival identity. They're both human. They are not enemies. You know what I'm saying? So the ego isn't bad. Ego is protection, but intuition is truth. So intuition and ego is not the good or the bad game. This is not what we're doing. It's just two different polarities having to work together, just like, a man and a woman. Those two also have to work together. They both is trying to protect you. Your intuition is trying to protect you. Your ego is trying to protect you, but in different ways. You know what I'm saying? But in different ways. So just like how, okay, you have the guards outside. You have the guards outside, and I see those as, okay, the ego is the guards outside, but the intuition is the guards inside. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the intuition is the truth. Ego is protection. So in order to really protect yourself in a way possible, you have to listen to the intuition in order for the ego to, again, externally. So everything starts with within. You didn't come out this world outside already. You came from within something, from within someone. You know what I'm saying? So everything is not okay. Nothing was really developed on the outside. Everything have to be, within something, within a womb, within an egg, because whatever that is, everything comes from within us. Even the replica of a human being, it have to come from inside, have to pass through from a man and go through a woman and develop. So everything literally, us literally comes from within something. And we cannot separate that within with the without. We have to remember where we come from. We come from within. So we have to go back within, in order to find the origin. Boom, bars. Y'all chatting right now. Okay. So this is how the ego speaks, right? It's a fear-based thinking. It's comparison. It's needing validation. Rushing decisions. You proving your worth. You know what I'm saying? I posted something yesterday about, remembering the love that is within yourself. And I talk about, the self-worth in there as well. But yeah, most of society is raised up on fear-based thinking. It's the ego is patriarchal. It's, what I'm saying, is loud. It's boom, always in your face. Like, the government, different type and everything that comes with them. They're literally right up in your face, and you'll be working for them the same way. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, you don't want to separate from, and it's just so crazy how we're so able and capable to attach ourselves to external things, but to do it on an internal basis is just hard for us to do, so then again, whatever you're lacking on the inside, it will project on the outside. It's like a projector. Whatever programming you put on that projector, it will only project what you put in it. It will never project something that's different, because that's not how it works. That's not how we work, as humans. So the ego asks, how will this look? And the intuition says, how does this feel? As opposed to, okay, I have this big dream, but I don't want to pursue this big dream because I don't know how it might look to other people. I don't know if I should do this because I don't know if I should wear this because how will it look? How will I look? And what is the fear that we have with how we look and how we're being seen? What is the fear in that? How we look to somebody. And even worse, how we think we look to somebody. To who? Really, really and truly. Because if you cannot be yourself, if you don't care of being looked at, if you don't care of being perceived, who cares about how other people see me, how other people think I am? Who cares? Because I'm not here worried about how somebody look to me, because I'm minding my business. If you're minding your business, you don't care how somebody, look. You just want to, all you care about is just people being honest and being truthful and just being themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about, how, I don't care. As long as you're not harming me, you know what I'm saying? As long as there's no, detriment on my end on any type of basis to me, then I don't care. You could do what you want. You could be who you want to be. Live in your truth. Be honest with yourself, and be honest with me. So I know how to maneuver, you know what I'm saying? And that type of aspects. So, how intuition speaks. Contrast with softness and trust. Quiet nudges. Let me tell you something. You could go into a place and feel, something is off. That's the intuition. You know what I'm saying? You in somebody's presence and you just feel uneasy, like, you know what I'm saying? Your hand is sweating. Your gut is trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? If you're sweating, honey, you're in survival mode. If you're, you know what I'm saying, there's no, and now I'm thinking about it, and me having anxiety and me being shy and stuff like that growing up. Really, I just had a very unhealthy relationship with my ego. You know what I'm saying? Caring how people see me, caring, whatever I say might, how it might sound to people. So I didn't really have a good relationship with my ego. But as I got older and I got more confident, and my self-esteem started to increase, my self-confidence, I'm saying, is up there. My ego had to, humble itself. It had to humble itself. And confidence really, 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 really helps. When you're building a relationship with the ego, because now the ego know that, okay, I don't have to do too much. I don't have to do too much. I don't have to think too much, because there's a knowing, there's intention. There's a purpose. There's no fear, there's just love. You know what I'm saying? So the ego will be, I don't know how I look. I don't know how I just don't knows. But the intuition is calm. Even when you're scared, even when you have that little nervousness, there's still a little calmness there, because all right, boom. It is what it is. It's settled. This is the truth of it. So, even when you're scared, there's a level of surrendering around that. You don't need to explain your intuition. No need to explain it. Because already the mind cannot even decipher, what I'm saying, what is happening. So how can you explain something that you're feeling even for the first time? You feel something, but I don't know what I'm feeling, because I never felt this before, but it's a feeling, and I know I never had that feeling before. So it's just being aware of, the feelings that even come true, even those without a name, those you cannot even put a title on or a label on. You just have to feel. You just have to be. You just have to be present in that, even if it's uncomfortable or whatever it is. You just have to stay in that. And then wait until, your body fully process that. Because, whatever passed through you will have information. It comes with information. Everything have information. Literally, everything that exists have information. Even information, just as a name, is information. That's the first information you ever put on a document or whatever. What is your name? Because that information is just so important. What I'm saying? It's literally tied to your identity. What I'm saying? Is tied to your ego and how you present yourself to the world. Yep. So the intuition, it feels rooted and not rushed. It comes from a place of, groundedness, and not from a place of confusion in the air, whatever it is. No, it's earthy. It's not airy, it's not flighty, it's not, it's not air, it's not fire. You know what I'm saying? It's not even water. It's earth. It's being grounded. So all these things, grounding yourself, really helps you. These things, they seem so small, so taboo, so hippie like, or whatever the hell they be calling it. But the importance of grounding, man, it could change your life. It could literally change your life, because it changes the way you feel, it changes the way you think, it changes the way you process. Intuition comes with stillness. It's just still. You could just sit down and you just feel something. Somebody could have done something, that includes your energy, and I mean, we could talk on a more spiritual level, a more spiritual depth too, but there'll be situations where you just be sitting down and you just get this nudge, you just get this feeling, and with the feeling you get the face of somebody. You know what I'm saying? You get the name, you get an information. You know what I'm saying? You getting information from whatever it is that's coming into your energetic field. You're getting that information. So somebody faces information. You see it in your mind. Somebody name, you could hear it, depending on if you're clairaudient, you're, claircognizant and all these type of things, clairvoyant, the ability to see, to hear, to know, what I'm saying, the ability to feel, what I'm saying, is all that. So I don't know what type of gift you have, but if you are aware of these things, let me know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me see all my superheroes down here. But yeah, just stay tuned with self. It's very important. We should be our first priority in life, and we should not. I just think it's really unfair to put that responsibility on other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, to put the responsibility of our self-care in somebody else's hands is so, what's the word, irresponsible. Because you're irresponsible for self. If you're irresponsible for yourself, why would you want somebody else to be responsible for you? You don't even care about yourself that much to even want you as a responsibility, because the amount of work that it takes, I'm saying, to put you at a certain, you know place in life. I'll say that, to put you in a certain place in life. You don't want to do the work, you don't want to you're ignoring yourself, but you want somebody else's attention upon you. Come on, that let's be for real. Let's be for real. And this is just going into the whole poetry that I did yesterday and the podcast that I dropped yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend you check it out. This will make so much more sense to you. It will make so much more sense to you. But we are our first priority. We have to prioritize ourselves first. We cannot, again, we are abandoning ourselves to be found. You left yourself behind and you're going to find yourself, but not knowing that you had to take yourself to look. Huh? What? You leave yourself behind to go find yourself, and using your same self to look for yourself. That's already self. So be a little selfish in a healthy manner. You know what I'm saying? It's not that selfish is a negative word, but everything have its gradient. You know what I'm saying? Everything has its position. Keep it at the center. Be selfish, and be selfless. Again, there's a spectrum to it. Make it healthy. Anything could be healthy and unhealthy, depend on the dosage of it, depend on the the usage, the intention, or whatever it is. Be intentional with your selfishness, and don't be entitled to other people energy and time, because you're wasting your time looking for yourself that's already found. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, so the intuition, it doesn't yell. It waits for you to listen. It waits for you to listen. It waits for you to, because it's an inner voice. Yelling is projected outwardly. You have to yell when someone don't hear you. You know what I'm saying? Because that person, in order for you to hear that, the reason you're yelling is so you could externally be heard to the external that is a reflection of you. But with your intuition, you don't have to yell because it's already within you. You just have to listen. That's it. But again, listening is hard for some of us. It is hard to listen and just trust. Again, that ego will not allow you to listen because it's have everything under control. And I got this. I don't need to listen to. No, because I'm smart. I'm intelligent, right? I could teach myself things. Listen, no, but all you got to do is just listen. You ain't even got to prove yourself. That's the thing. You don't even have to perform. You just have to sit in the audience and just listen. Be aware. Okay? So, yeah. Right. And I remember I read this book, right? And it's called Spirit Hacking by Shaman Durek. And he talk about the INS. And that also helped me with my intuition. Doing that practice. The INS is an internal navigation system. And this is where you meditate with yourself. You take a deep breath. You get into a state of mindfulness and you connect with your body. You feel your senses. You just connect. You just tap in. You just be present. All you have to do is just be present with your body. And you talk to yourself and, you ask your body, you say, all right, let me know what the sensation of no feels like. And I'm saying this and I'm also in the meditation as well. And every time I do this, I get the same sensation for no. What is no? Then you ask it, okay, thank you. You give it thanks, you give it the acknowledgement that it needs because it's your body. Like, you have to acknowledge your body. You cannot ignore your body because it is your vehicle. How you gonna ignore your vehicle? It's gonna pop down. So you cannot ignore your vehicle. So your body is your vehicle, it's your house, it's your temple, it's everything external. It's your first transportation. It's your first house. It's your first everything. All right. So you have to give it that acknowledgement. So I'll be like, okay, let me know what yes feels like. And I get a totally different I get a totally different sensation because yes, it feels good. It feels pleasurable. It's like relief. But when I say let me know what no feels like, it's not the same feeling. There's a little unsettledness there. It's a little unsurety. And to even trust yourself more, now you say, okay, is my name Sarah? You wait for the sensation. You feel that no sensation again. Because deep down within you, you know your name is not Sarah. I know my name is not Sarah. Say, okay, is my name Michaela? And I just get that. So for me, my no sensation is one. There's I feel like is an energetic pulse that is it's just one energetic pulse, right? And it just stopped right there. But as my name Michaela with the yes, there's two energetic pulses that I'm getting, but with the pulse, there's like a sweet sensation that comes with okay. So what coming to me? I feel it in waves. I feel waves, So it's like I'm at the ocean, I'm at the shore, and I say, okay, ocean, what does no feel like? And one wave come up to me. I say, okay, ocean, what does yes feel like? And two waves come up to me. And I say, okay, ocean, is my name again Sarah? And then one waves come up to me. One wave come up to me. I say, okay, is my name Michaela, right? And two waves come up. So that's now gives you trust because now there's evidence. Now there's a repetition. Now, there's a predictability on what no or what yes feels like. So INS, internal navigation. And that will increase. If your trust in yourself was 0, guarantee is going to be up to 100. And if you ignore that, if you ask yourself a question and you ignore, okay, it's not the right thing to do, but still, you do it, then it leaves you in a state of you having to take accountability. Now you cannot blame ignorance because you just activated something within yourself that make that it don't even give ignorance room to even prosper because you already have that navigation system within you. So now, I mean, it will increase your awareness. It will only make you better because now you have to take accountability, for whatever it is that you do that went against yourself. You have to take my gosh. Okay, you have to take accountability for your self betrayal. You have to take accountability for your self abandonment. You have to take the accountability for your self deprivation. So you whatever shadow that comes up for you, you have to take accountability because there's no separation. You cannot, and the more you put it on the side is the longer it takes you to actually, be on track. You know what I'm saying? Just get out of the way. Whatever. What's the worst that could happen? You have an emotional moment of feeling bad. Okay, it's a feeling. It's a wave. I don't think I ever been to a beach and the wave stayed on the shore. I never been to a beach and the wave stayed on the shore. So that is not how emotions work. There's a back and forth. For it to come forward, it will have to leave, and it will come. It's a wave. Everything is waves. We literally have the ocean within us. So we also have to take accountability of the water, that's within our vessel. We have to take accountability for that aspect of us, because yes, we're earth. We come from, we have elements. We have all the elements, the elements of the dirt, of the air, of the fire, of the water. All that is within us. You know what I'm saying? So the ocean is within. The ocean is within. The tears is salty, or the blood, the amount of water that's in our brain, the amount of water that's in our body. It's just something that have to keep in flow, because you don't want to ever want to have poor blood circulation, because we see that anywhere that sometimes water settles, if they're not a good cleaning system, it starts to pick up bacteria. It starts to get toxic. You know what I'm saying? So it's how can we, create a good eliminating filtration, you know what I'm saying, of our body, of our emotions. Come on now. I'm just spitting. I'm just spitting. I'm just spitting. But yes, and the intuition is also tied to the water. It also ties to the water, man. That's the mother. The intuition is the mother. We all came from within the mother. So with everything, that's what's intuition. So whatever we come out of, man, we are still connected to that. We are still a part of the within. Because there's no without the within. Right? Okay. So let's do the body check. You bring it out of your mind and into the body. The ego, it lives in tension. It lives in the chest, it lives in the jaw, it lives in the stomach. And I gotta test to that because when I had my unhealthy relationship with my ego, and I had the anxiety, and when I go in people's presence and stuff like that, my hands will sweat, my stomach will hurt, my chest will feel tight, my breathing will become just so shallow. And right now I'm in survival mode. So I cannot even enjoy the moment. I cannot even be here in the now because I'm in the past. You know what I'm saying? My ego want to protect me. But it protecting me is not a bad thing, but it's just how. It's just the way of going about protecting me, you know. But now as I've grown and I've, learned and trust myself and be into my intuition, it feels more, when I go out, I'm more grounded, I'm more steady, I'm more expansive. It's just a big difference. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always give honor. And probably that will be the next thing we'll talk about, like our inner child. But man, I cannot even imagine me just her just being in that ego all the time, just wanting to protect, just wanting to protect herself, you know, and I was in love. I send love to her. Period. I send love to her. I remember, I think I was reading something or listening something, and they was talking about how when you was a child, your higher self, like how me's doing the work right now, and how me was writing poems about myself, or a letter to my inner child, and writing poems to my inner child, acknowledging her, is like me going back to the past. So it's just spiritual stuff. So it's just me going back to the past and guiding her, into the future, which is me right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's healing work. That's healing work. Whatever I'm doing in the present, it creates a ripple effect. It affects my past. Whether it really does affects my past. So that is good. Your body already knows before your mind catches up. So we're like sponges, right? We have so much pores within us. Pores is we have so much pores, it looks solid. We have so much, we're just so porous. And we're like sponge because we have so much water within us. But we're not only porous to water, but we're porous to energy. We're porous to our environment. Wherever we are, you know what I'm saying? We have the ability to observe, so much things within us. It's crazy, even on an energetical level, even on a spiritual level. That's why it's like, okay, you go to, so you go to a get together and you step foot into that place. The energy that already there, the concentration of that, it will filter through your body. It will filter through your gut. You know what I'm saying? You will feel the energy within that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and it's coming through our pores. It's coming through our pores, man. We're literally sponges. We literally cry. We literally bleed. If you squeeze somebody hard enough, water gonna be extracted from them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's really, really just important of the environment, the things that we literally put in us and on us, and it's just, man, it's a lot to maintain us as human beings. So that's why the first priority should always be preservation of self. And I'm saying, you nothing else matter than preservation of self. Not no money, no other person, nothing. They ain't got nothing to do with that. Because we came here without these things. Literally, we came here naked. We came here bare. Our butt cheeks outside. You know what I'm saying? Bare. Nothing. You know? And that's how it just gotta be on that preservation level. We cannot be entitled to have everybody to parent us, to be in control, to tell us what to do and stuff like that. We literally have to learn and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And take that accountability and take that responsibility of self. All right. Wow. So let me see. We are 40 minutes into this recording. That's amazing. I think I'll probably stop at an hour because I don't know, nobody that was willing to listen. Well, there probably is people who was willing to listen to me for that long, because what I'm saying is very, very insightful. Yep, I'll follow my ego before thinking it was my intuition and the lesson was loud. Every time I ignore my intuition, just know I feel that. And it's like, the universe, the spirit be like, all right, you don't want to learn the easy way. The easy way is just listening. The hard way is not listening. And it's hard not to listen, right? It's hard not to listen to something that is within you that nudges you. But, to listen is just more, just be. It's just to be. And there have been times where I know I was supposed to lead certain situations and stuff like that. And I'm saying my intuition is a strong knowing that I know what's happening, but my mind and my ego wanted to protect me and, I'm saying, allow me to not really take on the position that I was supposed to take. And yeah, the other person who was, the leader led us down the wrong path, literally. Because they didn't know what the F they was doing. They was put in a position they wasn't ready for. And I had to take accountability for that. So it's just, yep. And thinking it was my intuition, and thinking it was the right thing to do. But no. It's plenty of times I had to learn how to choose your intuition more often. So the purpose of the intuition is to empower, not to instruct. To empower. You will get anything. This is the crazy part. This is the crazy part, right? You are more likely to get anything you want from somebody who loves you. They're willing to do anything for you. A person who don't like you, who don't care about you, who hates you, they want to do shit for you. Like they don't care. They don't care. They just want what you have. But somebody who love you, they'll give you the world. They will literally do anything for you. So with the intuition, with the empowerment, people love what loves them. You know what I'm saying? People love what makes them feel empowered, what make them be in the fullness, in the wholeness of themselves. So sometimes I don't understand. Okay, you want somebody to do something for you. You don't have to be, like instructive all the time. You don't have to just be in a state of just teaching. No, it's the empowerment. It's making them feel like I'm so full right now. I could just do anything. Like this person is making me feel so good. Like I'm motivated, I'm inspired, as opposed to, they're making you feel like you're slow or you're just not enough. That's the word. When somebody make you feel not enough, it don't make you want to perform because you feel like it's parts of you that's missing. You know what I'm saying? You're not fully equipped. You're not whole enough to do any fucking thing. Damn. Because to instruct, sometimes it comes off of, you're lacking, as opposed to empowering is pouring. So don't make me feel like my cup is half empty. Make me know that it's half full. You understand? Shit. Yeah. So it's empowerment at the end of the day. Wow. Pause before reacting. I know it's kind of hard not to react, even sometimes when you're overstimulated. To just pause, to just stop. Why is it just so hard to stop? To just stop. Not continue. Just pause for a little bit. Just take a deep breath. And even that is sometimes hard. To just breathe. And it's the easiest shit that you could ever do. So why do we, man, everything is just so backwards right now. But it's our job to teach ourselves to unlearn certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's our job to be in control of the things that we put in and outside of our minds, our body, and our spirit, and our soul. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being aware, wanting better for self. That's it. Wanting to be better. Wanting to be full and whole and knowing everything about yourself and how you operate, how you work, and you know what I'm saying, connecting with that inner source within you, connecting with the Most High. Just know, connect with whatever it is that gives you more information and give you more foundation of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, connect with whatever it is that make you feel more whole and more full and more of yourself. Because that is so important. Because lack of self-knowledge, it's like you're dead already, yo. Ain't no life. You're like a dead man walking. You're a zombie. You don't know who you are. Other people gonna tell you who to be. That is depressing. For you don't know who you are and other people to tell you who you should be. That is slavery, yo. On a mental level and a spiritual level, not just physical. All right. But yeah, always ask yourself, is this fear? Or is this again, my empathy is like, but it's always a but. Is this fear of truth? But it always brings me back to people, but when you're overstimulated, when you're overwhelmed, you don't even have time to ask yourself anything, But again, if you're self-aware, if you just pause, you're able to go within as opposed to just projecting out. You're able to go within and say, okay, is this truth or is this fear? So if nobody is watching you, what would you choose? If you didn't care about how people view you or see you, would you have chose situations differently? Would you have chose opportunities differently? Would you have chosen yourself differently? Right? But I think I'm gonna close it off here. Because, baby, we've been talking for 50 minutes. For 50 minutes, we've been talking. Okay, so I think I'm going to come to conclusion and bring it down. I just want to say thank you for everybody. I'm so grateful for you guys to be listening to me and for you to be having this conversation conversation or interaction, you know, there's no con here. We're going internally. So this interaction, thank you very much. This topic have been very insightful, even for me, and I hope that it have been insightful for you, because I'm just leaving now with just more knowledge and more wisdom and just more awareness of self and of everybody else around me. And this is why I'm sharing this. But yes, thank you, Ashe, for listening to me. Always feel free to comment and let me know what came up for you, what realization you had. Was there any instances where you listened to your ego more than your intuition and got played at the end? Okay. But yep. And if nobody ever told you today that you are loved, I love you, okay? All praises due to the Most High. And don't forget to subscribe and to like, and comment and share if you feel like, this is important for somebody that you know and they should get this message as well. So see y'all on the next episode. Bye.